Bill sees things that not all curators see.
Historical styles are fascinating to me because of the way the best objects fully exploit the natural characteristics of glass. To me, a really great glass object is one that wouldn't be successful in wood or ivory or metal. And it's something that exploits the natural qualities of hot glass. The more I work in these ancient processes and styles, the more admiration I have for the people who made these 2,000 years ago, because they did work under relatively primitive conditions. The furnaces were wood-fired, the floors were probably dirt. The more I work, the more I admire the ancient workers for their skill and for their cunning and their creativity. And I never forget that they invented these processes. I'm just repeating it a couple of thousand years later. They actually came up with these processes. Well, every time I work in a historical style, I try to do a little better than the people who made the things, the original objects, just in terms of technique. But really, that's very difficult to do because the person who made, say, a dragon stem goblet in Venice at the beginning of the 18th century probably made little else and made hundreds and hundreds of those, and was extremely skilled at a few particular things. This is true throughout glass history. It's very difficult to get as good or better than the people who made, say, Roman ribbed bowls, because that's probably mostly what they made. And now we try to make a little of this and a little of that. At least in my case, I work in various historical styles. So I never spend enough time in one particular area to, I think, get as good as, much less better than, the people who made the originals. There is no perfection. I'm just scratching away at trying to get a little bit higher on the mountain. In the Renaissance, I love the really high-end, the dragon stem goblets, the elegant enameled and gilded glass. Yeah, I like the high end of the market mostly. Because that's where the most effort was put, that's where the most attention was put. The customers were those with the most expectations of technical excellence and originality, and with the expectation that they would fit into the big picture of the arts and crafts, so to speak, at the time. These objects, as they were developed within a place and time, they had to fit in with the architecture and the painting, the tapestries, and they were a part of the fabric of what people saw and what people touched. And to me, it's fascinating how the people who came up with these things successfully made things in glass that do indeed fit in with everything else, the wood, the metal, the ceramics, the architecture. I think the alignment's really good. Technically, it's very nice. I'm happy with it. The glue bit here is on center, and everything looks really good. Above all, no cracks. And it's straight. When I turn it, it's perfectly straight. That's the important thing for the assembly process. It's good.